Pretty much, but hey, we recap these teams. We've seen what these teams have done previously and how strong this event is actually going to be. But I think it is time here before this CKK, our producer, message all of us saying, who do you think is going to win? We haven't told each other, so let's all see it together. Bold predictions time, and well, they're just empty boxes.
Here's the question. Oh, it's all the same time. Oh,
Hammy, you and I, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
All the same.
Wait. Okay, I'm gonna go on the record here. Weber and Fern kind of went with my those were already my solid picks. Like out of the gate, FT1's consistency there, but then you also have Gray's team again. They're Gray and Noah are fighting for back to back. I feel like if you look at Metro, I know they probably haven't played as much, but they just won that 4v4 Sundays tournament, especially with this being a zones-only tournament. We should add this specifically. It's a zones-only tournament coming up. Metro could be the team to make so much noise. I think they will be your biggest surprises here.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree that Metro is kind of the team that has the biggest potential to do something crazy and win the event. In my mind, though, I think that Gray, you, Jordan, Yeti they have shown that they are consistently winning tournaments recently. Just looking at the names on this roster, it is a super team. I don't know. For me, their class is just a step above everyone else.
Well, what makes your prediction bold then, Fern? It's like that's almost like chalk.
That is.
I think they're gonna win.
Wait. There's nothing bold about it. That feels like the most lukewarm, the coldest take of all time.
It might be lukewarm. I think it will be right though.
Yeah, that's what my thing is. On paper, yes, FT win and Snails, they're the two teams that are probably going to be the favorites going into this. They're the teams that are the most tenured, the ones that have huge results consistently, not only recently, but just throughout time. Like these teams have aged like a fine wine, and they're going to continue to just get better and better as they're already at the top of their game. But I'm looking at Metro. These players, they're nuts. I have so much respect for these players. They're because I have my copiums. I can look at this and go, you know what? Healthy Diet Food Groups is going to pop off. You know what? Parasail is going to pop off. But I don't even have to. I don't have to hope that Metro pops off. I know that Metro is going to pop off. I know that they are going to get those wins that people aren't expecting them to get. They're going to make some plays here. And assuming that the groups that are laid out are the way they are, I definitely see them getting into that top 4 for sure. Vanguard is a team that is, while they're at the top, they're inconsistent. Vanguard has had some bad placements, unlike again Snails and FT Win, who usually don't have those lower placements. So I see Metro just shooting straight past and getting into that scenario where they're contesting Snails and FT Win on the day of. And again, it's going to come down to the day, but I think Metro has what it takes.
That is so fair. I have a clear top 4 in mind, and of those 4, I think FT Win, just with their full experience in competitive, just with the amount of time they all have played this game together, I feel like this team, with the consistency at the top, pretty much in every single event that they play, they are usually, if not always, top 4. So FT Win, that is my pick to go straight to the top.
I will go on the record though, Weber. I do fully agree with you. It almost should be. It feels like for many it will be an expectation to see FT Win be in top 2, and I'm looking more from results from 3 months ago. Yes, the season 6 one where FT Win had to start off on a 9-0 streak, then They lost to the Vanguard before Chris we take them out. But you saw what happened in grand finals. That was just PXG just running with full momentum. So I would like a lot of people out there, fans of FT Win, and of course those who have stuck around is you should expect this team to be back in finals. I think you probably will be correct. I wouldn't be surprised if FT Win gets, I think, their 3rd title. as FT win in the season finale. But I mean, I still have my belief in Metro, especially with some of their more recent results of the team to pull it through. But I do agree with you. I think that might be your team that with the amount of consistency they have, they should win it all.
It would be FT Win's second title.
Oh, second even.
In the previous 3 events FT Win has played in, season 1 they got third, season 2 they got first, season 6 they got second. And this is under the team name FT Win, not any FT Win like pickup, of course, but under the team name FT Win, I think they're going to run for their second title.
See, here's my thing. Vapor, you said that FT Win is looking to get the top 4 for sure. I agree with that. FT Win's gonna make top 4. That still means they can come in 4th place. You know, they'll FT Win getting to looking at these groups. FT Win, yeah, top 4, no problem. But honestly, put me in the record. FT Win might take 4th place this weekend. Honestly, I think other teams are gonna have a good weekend, and I think that we're gonna see some mix-ups.
I agree that all of the teams that we chose here are going to end up top 4. If I don't see any of these 3 teams that we chose in top 4, I'm going to be surprised and look at that as a major upset over anyone.
So what you're saying is that Artifice is actually going to be the team that will break through in top 4.
Yeah, these 3 teams in Artifice, that's our top 4. Which actually, I know that can't even happen though, because Artifice is in the same group theoretically, assuming the groups would change as FT Win.
I'm sure the groups are going to change. Again, this is just what we know so far. So I'm basing these should be your 4 expected teams. I'm sure my top 4 is going to change once the groups are finalized.
Right.
Yeah. This is all speculation at the end of the day. This is gonna be online forever, and then we're gonna get to when's the SendouQ final? Tomorrow, the day after, and we're gonna go, oh wow, all of this is incorrect because the groups are different, and we're also going on the assumption that the other 2 teams are gonna be Moonlight and Honkai, the 2 teams that haven't accepted their bids yet. And we're in the weird scenario where Moonlight just doesn't accept the bid, even though they've said they're going to do it, and then we just get a whole other team in here and it mixes everything up because now my predictions are off.
That's gonna happen. Yeah. You know what, Hammy.
How hard would Moonlight have to drop the ball for them to miss out in the SendouQ finals? Coming off of a LAN win, having all this growth, all of the back, they are America's sweetheart. They're everyone's favorite team to root for, and them to just go, oops, we forgot to sign up.
I really doubt that's going to happen, but I do have another team that I believe could make a major wave. I don't think they will win at all, but I think a major wave could be made by Milky Way. All of those members have shown to be very good at this game. Bran, Ice, Jared, .Q. They have all played on that top stage, and going against other members who might not have been on a literal Nintendo stage like all of them have, I do believe that they could end up sneaking into the top 4.
That's a fair point, because that's Milky Way. I mean, you know those are very familiar names with Bran, Ice, Jared, and .Q. But you look at the sender link and you see that they're seated, and you see that they're seated, and then everybody running the cartwheels around their brain. Probably you, Fern, as well. Is what are they doing in that position? What are they doing in that position? I feel like if you look further and further down, that's what we're gonna see. Go ahead.
I have no idea. I have to assume that the seed's just a bit. I don't know why they're like that. It might be off of SendouQ power. They certainly are not the 9th best team in this tournament.
Don't think Milky Way is worse than Artifice?
I do think they might be a bit worse than Milky Way. No offense, but I'm sorry, Fox. But looking historically, just at some of these players, Jared and Q have SendouQ major wins, or at least one, I think. Ice got first, third, and third in the first 3 SQ finales. Even recently, like they have second in the Zone 42. They have second Barnacle Bash. They've taken down HDFG. They've taken down um Metro. They've taken down a pickup that is uh they somewhat recently took down a pickup that is basically Snails plus Kyo. Like they are extremely high pedigree players. I think that's basically undeniable, even if they are unpracticed, is that they are extremely skilled players. Um, I I don't, but I still am not sure about. And like, I think you can't discount either them or Metro from just having a pop-off day and beating this stacked NA pickup, this stacked French pickup. Um, to some extent, like. I think whether the community wants Milky Way to win is a different question. Um, I don't know. They're certainly very good players. I think I personally I would rather see if I want to have a tournament, a team have a breakout or like wild card of practice tournament, I'd rather it be Metro. But like they are certainly like undeniably extremely good players and they could make a run of this tournament, no doubt.
Yeah. Another team I also want to point out that could make a big splash is Hypernova. In their most recent events together, we're going back to Splat World Championship, where it is basically this exact same team. They have Splat in, but they have Splat in over Synapse, but it's still basically the exact same roster. This is basically Hypernova that played in Splatland Championships and got first overall. Looking over at Squid Junction 93 that happened on May 10th, they got first there as well before placing fourth on this most recent 4v4 Sundays on a Saturday on May 17th. Like this team could definitely make a splash. They've shown themselves they have those results that can do it. Like going a little bit further back for Henlo in particular, second in Triton Cup 101.
Right.
That's
I think
what
one of my concerns with this team is they've only played with their complete roster 1 to 2 times. The second time they had a different fifth in the last 2 months, and like they've certainly most likely been practicing together, been scrimming in preparation for this event, but I just don't know about that level of like how much data we have going in to really judge whether or not they have the level to take down FT Win, Snails, Metro level teams consistently. I think they certainly have the ability to do it once or twice. Like they can win these sets, but I'm not sure if they have the consistency to be able to do it at the level, at the just volume that is required of you to be able to go really far in a SendouQ major. And they have recent losses to Vanguard, like teams that none of us predicted to win the event, that are still obviously really strong contenders. But I'm just not sure about their like realistic chances of winning. I think they are a very strong team and they're probably going to take really good sets in this tournament. But like in terms of being a winning team, I don't know that I'm confident in them.
And I also wanted to add on too, like I'm a Hypernova believer. Like Synapse, Henlo, Opstapa, or like Dat Kid and Lexi. Those are all good players. Those are players I like to watch. They are good players that I just enjoy. But if we are going off the predicted groups, they have to beat Snails, FT Win, and Milky Way in the same day if they want to go through this tournament. Like that's I fear for what they have to do. What like deities they have to summon in order to make that happen. Like that it is a tall order.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. I do expect these groups to change like right before the event. So of course we won't know exactly until event time, of course. But yeah, it's very much looking to be an uphill battle for them, assuming everything stays as is currently.
I think assuming we look at the groups as is, and you could probably end up slotting Moonlight somewhere in the somewhere around the middle, which I actually have to double check the current leaderboards for that. I feel this is gonna be interesting because if I look at the current seating here, Moonlight, if they should be slotted at the fourth, should be slotted around that fourth spot. Of course, the seating could always be up to could be subject to change. I feel like you look at the groups right here. You take it with a grain of salt. But I will piggyback with what Fern mentioned. I think if you look at just the different amount of times that Hybernova has played. I mean, Henlo and Synapse and Dat Kid, you just see them in a variety of different teams. It feels like so as a team together. How will they compete? How will they compete against the rest? I feel like that could be the thing that slightly holds them back. I wouldn't be shocked if they do pull out a few big surprises in Saturday. My likelihood of that, my likelihood with that, with the way things could play out, doesn't seem to be too likely. But I feel like that's going to be a time will tell situation.
Yeah, very, very much so.
Do we want to do power rankings?
Yeah. I was gonna say with that, do we have anything else we want to say before we try to find a coordinated list to actually rank all these teams in their own orders?
I think just the last thing to go off of is to remember that all of these teams, if they want to go to the top cut, they have to either get a 5-0, 4-1, or maybe even 3-2.